and welcome everyone. So, in this session, we are going to start a real Selenium automation. And before writing any automation script, we must first install Selenium and set up our environment. So, just for your information, we will be using Selenium 4 for this, and which is the latest and industry standard version. Okay. Now, to start with our Selenium automation, first of all, we need to check whether we have Python installed in our systems or not. So, for that, let's open the command prompt window. Now, in order to check if Python is there in your system or not, we have to run this command which says Python space hyphen hyphen version. Now it has given us the Python along with the version is which is installed in our system. That means Python is there in our system. Now, in order to start with our Selenium automation, so we will first create a project in our PyCharm IDE and then we'll proceed from there. So let's open our PyCharm first. Yeah. So let's begin with creating a new project and let's give this name as Selenium script. Okay. So here we'll just click on this create button and let's open it in our new window. Okay. And let's select an interpreter for this, which is our Python 3.11. So it will start creating the project structure for us. Now, if we expand this, we will see that as of now, we have this .venv file with us. Now, for those who are new to this session or this series and don't know what this virtual environment or venv file is, so let me create one for you so that you will get the understanding why it's important. So for that, let's navigate to this particular project in our local directory. So which is this one, Selenium script. Okay, and open it in our command prompt. So now in order to create a venv file, we have this command which says python space hyphen m venv space and your venv file name. Let's give this name as my env. Okay. Once you hit enter, it will start creating the virtual environment file or folder for you. So it is important to create a virtual environment folder because let's say uh, at one project you are using Selenium version 3.9 while in other project you are using Selenium version 4. Okay. So now in order to separate those two different Selenium versions so that it do not impact the other project, it is suggested that you go with this virtual environment creation approach. Okay. So now as we have created this my env file, so in order to verify, let's go to our PyCharm project and see it has created this folder which says my env. Now in order to use this my env file, we have to first activate it. So for that we have this command called as myenv backslash scripts backslash activate. Okay. Inside this myenv file, we want to install Selenium. So we will be using a pip command which says pip install Selenium. So here we are using Selenium 4. So the command goes like this, pip install Selenium, and once we hit enter, it will start installing the Selenium libraries. So see, it has started it. Okay, so the installation has complete and this has downloaded and installed Selenium 4 in our system. Now, in order to verify if it has been done or not, again, let's go to our PyCharm project And inside this my env folder, if you go inside this lib, so there will be certain folders with name as Selenium. That means Selenium 4 has been installed in our system. Okay. Now, uh, in Selenium 3, we had to manually download Chrome driver if we are working with Chrome browser. Similarly, let's say if we are working with Firefox, we have to install the respective Gecko driver. But the benefit of using Selenium 4 is Selenium 4 has Selenium Manager, which automatically manages browser drivers. So we do not need to download the respective browser driver manually anymore. Hence, we are going with Selenium 4 for this session. Okay. Now, to start with our basic code, which will include launching of browser and window setup. So for that, let's create a file by right clicking on it and through new, select this option of Python file and name this file as first script. Okay. And once we hit enter, it will create a first script.py file, which means our Python file has been created and we'll start writing code into it. Okay. So let's begin by importing WebDriver. So for that, we have this statement from Selenium import WebDriver. Okay. Now let's have another line which says Selenium dot WebDriver dot common dot by import by. So all what all these lines means, I'll explain each line one by one. So till then, have patience and stay till this program is been written completely. Okay. Now next line would be driver is equals to WebDriver dot Chrome. Let's begin with our automation with Chrome browser. Okay. And in the next line, we will be trying to maximize this browser window. So for that, we'll use this function called as maximize window. And in the next line, let's try and launch this particular URL using the get function. Okay. Which is www.google.com. And let's do some operation of printing the title of this particular web page. Okay. So here we will write title of the pages, comma, we will use driver dot title. Okay. And at last, we will be quitting the driver. So for that, we will use driver dot quit. Now, uh, this first line which we have written from Selenium import WebDriver. So what does this mean? So this line basically imports Selenium WebDriver. Now, what is WebDriver? So WebDriver is the engine that allows us to control browsers like Chrome, Edge, Firefox. In our case, as we are going with Chrome, so it will control the Chrome browser, right? This particular line, the second line. Okay. So what it will do, so this line imports the by class. Okay. This particular class, by class. Okay. Which we will be using to locate elements on the web page, right? So as of now, we are just launching the Chrome browser, maximizing its window and launching this particular URL in the Chrome browser and printing the title. We are not identifying or locating any of the web component. So is the reason this particular line is disabled, because we haven't used by anywhere as of now, because it will be used to locate the elements on the web page, which we will be using in our next script. Okay. Now this particular line, So this is the most important line, I would say, and this launches the Chrome browser and creates a WebDriver session. So from now on, our program has full control over Chrome. And coming to this particular line, which says driver.maximize window, so this simply maximizes the browser window for better visibility. And in this line, what we are doing, we are telling the browser to open Google, which is www.google.com. This is self explanatory, where we are trying to print the title of the page, and at last, we are quitting the driver. Okay, now let's run this particular file from here and see what happens. So, if we click on this green play button, yeah, so what we have seen just now, it has opened the Chrome browser window automatically, and it has printed the title of the page over here at the console. So, congratulations. This means that our Selenium is working perfectly fine. Okay. So, this was a very simple program. Now, the next demo program, what we will be doing some operation on a particular website. So, first, I'll show you what the website is all about, like the look and feel of it. So, for that, let me open my Chrome browser. Okay. So here, let's go to this particular website, which is www.sourcedemo.com. So this is our dummy website, I would say, where we have a landing page which has all these web components, which is one of it is username, the other one is password, and we have this login button. So what we will be doing, we will be entering the username, which is standard underscore user, and the password is secret underscore sauce. So once we click on login, we will be navigating to this particular page. Okay, so in our next demo example, we will be launching this particular URL, which is the source demo.com, and inside it we will try to enter the username, then password, and then clicking on this login button to see if we are able to navigate to the next page. Okay, so let's go back to our PyCharm again. In here, we will just modify this script, or for better understanding, let's create another Python file. Same way, click on new and Python file, give this name as source demo automation. Okay, inside it, let's reuse some statements from our previous file, like all these import statements. We'll copy and paste it over here, right? Now let's import one more line, which is import time. Okay. Again, we will start with creating the WebDriver session with this statement, driver equals to WebDriver.chrome. We'll maximize the window, which will be driver.maximize window, and we will be launching this particular URL, which we have just seen over here. So we'll copy this URL from here, and inside this parameter, we'll replace with this one. Okay, sourcedemo.com. Now, till here it's all fine. We have already seen how it works. Now, next thing is, let's start identifying the elements of this particular web page. This particular web page. Okay. So, as we all know, to automate any web page or to do any interaction using automation, so first of all, you have to identify its respective web elements, right? Then only you can perform the automations on it, right? So, for that, simply what we can do is, we need to, whatever element you need to inspect, you first need to click on it and do a right click. So this pop-up will come. Go at the last option, which is this inspect. So once you click on it, you will be represented with this dome page. Okay. Now we have to identify this element, right? So if we click on inspect, this particular line got highlighted. So it has the tag name as input, and all these are the various attributes associated to this particular web element. So for now, here we will be using the ID attribute to identify this particular element. Okay, so for that, let's navigate back to our PyCharm, and here we will be again calling this driver object, and using this dot operator, we'll call this function of find element. Now here we will be using this by class to locate that particular web element. So what we will write, we'll write by. Okay, then using the dot operator, we will call id, because id is one such locator technique, and we'll provide comma, and inside this double quotes, okay, we will provide the id attribute value, so which we will get from here. So we'll copy this and put it over here, right? Now till here we are good. We have located the web element. Now what we have to do, what operation we have to perform for this id equals to username element. So we have to input the value of the username. So for that, there is this function called as send keys. So again, using dot operator, we'll call this send keys method. Okay, and inside the parameter, we will provide the value which we have to enter in the username field, which is the username value. So we have seen its value is standard underscore user, right? Now in the next line, we have to find out the element for this password field also, which is this one. So again, we will right click on it and inspect. So we have this line highlighted, and it also has the input tag and all these various other attributes. Let's go with the ID for this one as well to locate this element. Again, we will use the same statement to find the password field, but here for the value we will give the value of id attribute for password field, which is now inside that password field we are what operation we are performing, we are entering the value of the password. So again we will be using send keys method, and inside this we will this time pass the value of the password, which is secret underscore source, right? So we have identified both the text field which were the username and password. We have entered the respective values for username and password. Now next thing what we have to do is we have to click on this login button, right? Again we have to inspect this, and this time let's go with id attribute value again for login. So coming back to our pycharm, so till here it will be all same, like we are identifying the login button this time. So we'll copy this, just the value of this by.id will get changed, and we'll replace it with this one, which is for the login button. Now, yeah, just a second. Okay, now as this is a button and we are not entering any value or passing any value to it, what we are doing is we are simply clicking on it. So this time we won't be using send keys method. Instead, we will be using click method, right? We are clicking on it. Okay. So we have used this click method. Now we have identified all the three web element which were username, password, and the login button. We have entered the values in username and password, and we have clicked on the login button. Now next thing is After clicking on login button, it might happen that it takes some time to reach to the next page. So we will provide some wait time before that. So let's use time.sleep, and inside it let's give this value as 2. Okay, so it will wait for 2 seconds after clicking on login button till it navigates to the next page. Okay, and once it goes to the next page, what we will do, we will simply print that our login is successful. Okay, and at last let's quit the browser. Right. So this is a simple program where we are launching this particular website, and we are doing some kinds of operation with the respective web elements. Okay. So if we run this file, let's see what happens. So after clicking on this button, it has opened the Chrome browser. It has entered the value. It has clicked login button. It navigated to the next page, and it has printed the message as login successfully. So this is how you can go ahead and do some automation operations by identifying or locating the respective web element of the web page, and you can complete the test scenarios using automation. Okay. So in this session, what we have learned, let's recap quickly. So we have learned how to install Selenium 4. Then we have seen how to launch a browser in the Chrome browser. Then we have seen how to launch a browser. In our case, it was Chrome browser. And we have seen how to write our first automation script. And in the second example, we have seen how to automate login. So with that said, I would like to conclude this video, and thank you so much for staying up till here. Hope you have liked this video.